I'll tell you what, viewers. If we bottle this, it'll be impressive in a way, won't it? I mean, in a way, you'll respect the level of bottling possible by me. We play Arsenal today and the FA Cup semi-final. I'd quite like to win. Well, I'd quite like to win both. Folks, and welcome back to Glory Hunter with me, DoctorBenjy FM. Good to see you. I hope I find you well. Two huge games today then against the league contender and an FA Cup semi-final against Manchester City. Woohoo. Since we last met then, we won the 4-1 against Wolves at the end of yesterday's episode. A 2-0 win and a 5-0 demolition of Southampton stands us in pretty good stead, it must be said. We are 9 points clear, but Arsenal, of course, do have that game in hand. And if they beat us today, the gap could close. I don't want it to close. Look at the goals Haaland scored. How is this even close? We've got a plus 67 goal difference. He scored 44 goals this year and has an 8.11. How we don't have the top assist maker, I don't know. Shout out to John McGinn. I don't know how it's happening. Alisson as well at the other end. 15 clean sheets from 32 games. He's been very good as well. So let's waste no more time. Let's get into the early kickoff against Arsenal and hopefully get this win. Now, the one piece of, I'm going to call it contentious news. Is, by the way, the double Mazzala thing in the recent games has been really good. It's been pointed out in the comment section. I read you that tactically, I'm not good enough to beat the good teams. That's what we've established. So today should be a lot of fun. I still think this is kind of the future of where we're going with things. Alphonso needs a bit of a rest at the moment. And Erling Haaland, despite his injury, I think can probably play. I always think if a player is a day away, he should be fine. Pull knee ligaments. I'm not worried about it. I think everything's going to be fine. Of course, if he does have to come off, Darwin Núñez there, ready, waiting in the wings. So then let's get into this game and see how the boys do. I'm enjoying the 4-3-3. I do like it a lot more. Again, it was good against Wolves. It was good in the last 2 league games that we've played. Will it be good against Arsenal? Again, another test. It wasn't very good against Milan for whatever reason, was it? That wasn't so good. All right, so other than Haaland, we've picked probably the freshest team. No, I wouldn't say we're necessarily at full strength, right? But there's a few players on the bench today that would maybe start. You look at Alphonso, you look at probably Upamecano as well. He would probably get a start most of the time. But again, we've gone super fresh with the lineup that we've got. There's the Arsenal side then. Wolf behind Matthias Cunha. And yeah, they're pretty dangerous. Gnabry's back at Arsenal as well. So yeah, I mean, a game you want to win. Obviously, if they win their game in hand, they'll be on 74, and then a winning at stars 77, and then we're just a defeat or a couple of draws away from being all over the shop if we're not careful. So this is crucial. Win this today, and I'll say it. We are league winners. Before we go any further, I noticed we've got a purple background. Let's change that to red. Here we are then. There's a highlight very, very early on in the game. It's a free kick to be taken by Trent from a dangerous angle, probably his preferred angle. Is he at the post? Trent sort of wheeled away there like he'd scored. Very annoying. All right, still 0-0. Again, I think the double Mazzala thing gives teams a right headache. I've got 2 boys in there right now, Casado and Pellegrini, that will run all day for you. And in Mazzala situations, that's what you want. Again, the inside forwards, as well as Haaland up front, need the support of those midfielders to be effective. But so far, so good. And Fabinho now, no longer a ball winner, the playmaker, getting it in those deeper positions, being able to play it out wide quickly if needs be, or feed it into the front man. That from Robertson, by the way, really, really good. I think he's just offside Haaland, but it's quite a clean goal. As Arsenal players not happy, I think based on everything we've just seen there, it's not going to count. It's going to be disallowed. He was probably just off. Doesn't seem to be hampered by his injury too much though, so that's at least good news. As Andy Robertson, you can see there, it's very, very tight. Haaland a leg off. And yeah, the finish there was really good. 40 minutes gone. No highlights really in this first half at all. It's flown by. And there we are then. You can see 5 shots for us, 4 for them. Everything's going like relatively well. If you look at the analytical data, you can see our average positions. It's actually relatively flat. It's quite interesting. Arsenal are doing quite a good job of restricting us so far. It does mean that Erling Haaland is slightly isolated. It's obviously not ideal at all. I wish I could make this bigger. I wish there was a button to press. You know, these can go bigger like that. Like, wait, why can't these ones go? Why can't they all go bigger? Anyway, I just want to know. I'm just curious. All right, we need to see a little bit more from Haaland. I think changing his role to a complete forward might help him interact with some of the players just behind him. I do like him in the advanced forward role, but in this game against Arsenal, you saw it there. He's a little bit isolated. The midfielders not necessarily getting up and helping him as much as they could do. I'm going to say we owe Arsenal after last time, and I'm going to make one subtle change. Is that Casado's going to play as an attacking Mazzala, again, just to try and support Haaland that little bit more. All right then, here we go. Second half is underway. You could play both Mazzalas as attacking roles if you think you're good enough defensively. which we probably are, but against Arsenal, I don't necessarily want to take too much of a gamble. But I think, again, having a little bit more support in forward areas could be important. As Diaz struggling again for a performance. He's the kind of player that you just want out there. Again, this is difficult. 15 minutes to go. And we've got ourselves a throw-in. Okay, I was debating a change, really, and what that change would be. Again, maybe a playmaker to be a little bit deeper, just to connect things a little better. But it goes all the way back to Aaron Ramsdale, who launches it forwards. And it looks like we're going to get this under control and hopefully work something from a defensive position all the way forward. Again, Fabinho playmaking, looking for a brilliant ball. Ollie's in. It's a great save by Ramsdale. Really good save. But you've got to say it, haven't you? The clinical nature of Ollie, it needs to be there. Haaland on a 6.2. Despite him being on 6.2, I'm not going to take him off. There's a reason he's got so many goals this year, and you don't change that up. We've got a free kick on the edge. I hope that Football Manager deems it highlight worthy. It does. Okay, Trent, very dangerous position, arguably better than the one he had before, and that's why Trent Alexander-Arnold, 8th goal of the season, deadly from a set piece. Well, I never. That's what you want to see. Trent plays it there. Look at that. I mean, it's not even in one of the corners. You might say Ramsdale could get there, but I mean, you might argue we'd be bailed out by that, but he is my player. Like, I do like him. As now, are we going to do a bit more of a footballing goal, which I'm all for, frankly. Fabinho back to Alisson again, keeping it really neatly here. It's about making sort of smart decisions when it comes to being in triangles. There's Haaland as a complete forward, by the way, dropping in a little bit more. Wouldn't necessarily do that as an advanced forward. It does now mean the players around him have to be encouraged to get forward, as that is bizarre. It's a volley from Pellegrini, which is volleyed away by Lenglet. And now Trent on this right-hand side. Again, that right foot, dangerous. Gone back to the right-back spot in recent weeks. Again, Lamptey, it was good, but again, Trent is on a whole other level. As Caicedo goes for goal, it just goes over. 9 minutes left to go. We'll definitely praise the boys. We're going to go to a slightly more passive way of playing. This is one of those situations I really don't want to make a change at all. The temptation, I guess, is to change the roles of the midfielders. But the way things are going right now, Arsenal have offered very little. There's a lot of space at that front post, and too much space, you might argue. They're just about getting rid of it. Blimey, it wasn't very clean at all. And now Traore racing forwards in latter stages. Gnabry's in behind after a massive chance for us. Arsenal could equalise here, which I guess not losing this game might be more crucial. We've got 3 minutes to go here. We're going to waste as much time as possible, lower our tempos a little bit, not look for the overlap so much. Again, cautious decision making from us, as it's actually our goal kick. 3 minutes to go then. I thought it was a corner. It looks like we're going to see this out, and we do. Just about. Okay, we'll take it. And I've got to say it, and do I say it? I think we've won the league. I think we're 12 points clear with 5 games to go. Yes, if they win their game in hand, they'll be on 74, and it'll only be 9 points. But it's not done yet, and we'll probably seal it next episode against the team we're about to play, which is Manchester City. It's the FA Cup. It's 7 days' time. And yeah, it's one that we really do need to win. Oh, little mid-game moment for us here on the Tuesday, viewers. It's the Euros draw for the groups. So this is quite exciting. There are 24 teams in it. So, yeah, I mean, give us an easy group, please, whatever an easy group is. All right, so we are Group F. So we can go through. We either get Sweden or Lithuania, a second seed. Fair enough. We get Sweden. England, Sweden. Classic. Then, as we go through, it's Denmark or Serbia. I feel like Denmark would be more logical. But again, can you have that many countries from that part of the world? Okay, no, Serbia come in then. And then finally, we get Georgia. Okay, that's quite a nice group. I think in terms of difficulty level, that's not too bad. I don't really like 24 teams. I feel like these groups are nowhere near as like sexy as they could be, but whatever. I mean, Group B's fun though. Croatia, Germany, Norway, Portugal. Yes, oh, I'll go watch that one, thank you. I don't care what time it's on, I'll be there. I've just realised as we get closer to this game, and Christoph Ayer's got a 3-month injury as well, so you'd be pleased to see that. I just realised that this game is significantly more important than the league game. Because in the league game, we could still win every game after that and win the league and it would be fine. Whereas if we lose this, there are no more FA Cup games. It just ends. So that's terrifying. I hope that City don't play well. And as a result, we play quite well. The interesting thing there was Arsenal didn't play well. Like, that was the worst Arsenal I've come up against. Now, whether we just outworked them in midfield, and the fact we've had a week-long break means that we can basically play the exact same lineup that's just played. Obviously, the big omission from the last game that we just had was the creative elements of Alphonso in the middle. Now, to not play Alphonso in an FA Cup semi-final seems crazy, but the way in which it sort of worked out, I don't know, the way in which we played that last game, I kind of want these two workhorses in the middle doing what I expect them to do. It feels slightly more logical for me to play it. Of course, my big concerns at the moment tend to be Diaz, so I'm going to make the executive decision. As well as creative as he is, I'm going to bring in the pace and hopefully the directness of Darwin Núñez, and we're also going to change Haaland off the bat to a complete forward on attack, again, just to have him that little bit more involved. Not massively so, again, not playing a support duty. I still want him to be the main outlet for goal scoring and be in those central areas. I've just seen he's got 57 goals this year. Love Haaland. So let's see then. Liverpool versus Manchester City. This is the game that truly matters. In the context of England, we don't want another Germany, viewers, do we? Let's face it, we do not want another Germany. The German Cup haunts me every day, as there's their side then. Looking at that off the bat, viewers, I've got to be honest, I don't think it's that good. Like, it could be far better than what it was. I guess we'll see it again as it comes up here. As we're now 4 games, winning 4 games in a row. And again, the Arsenal one, probably the least impressive of all of them. As you can see that team there then. Felix up front is pretty good. Kluivert's okay. Gravenberch and Valverde, pretty good. But I don't think it's up to much. Like, it's certainly not a City side that we're familiar with. Hang on, let me just check. I want to check this. Where is City in the league currently? 4th in the league. Under Roberto Martinez. The system suddenly makes sense. And player-wise, they're missing... that makes them look not as good. They're missing Kylian Mbappe, who is not featuring today. Good. I'm much happier about that. All right, FA Cup semi-final. We're already a little way in. We'll encourage the boys further. Again, playing this 3 at the back system. Their central player already on a booking, as I'm sure Haaland is looking forward to seeing him again in the near future as Gravenberch goes forward for it. As I don't know what's happened between the two players. It's like he's pushed him and sped him up. As they're on this right-hand side, we're going to have to defend it, and we do really well, actually. That's Andy Robertson, and now it's about getting it out from that position and working something a little bit more centrally, if anything. Getting it into those inside forwards, finding balls towards Haaland. You can see offering himself quite a lot there. It gives our options out wide a little bit more play, perhaps, as the touch from Haaland. How he's not scored, I don't know. The ball, I think, was Pellegrini. Yeah, amazing delivery from him towards Haaland. You expect a little more. Is Trent now on the corner? Right, that front post, are we? And it just sails over. 0-0 still, 23 minutes gone, but some nice signs there. It's interesting, actually, seeing Haaland play a little bit deeper. It forces others to go forward that little bit more as it's flicked away. Casado somehow gets it out to Trent onto that right foot, plays it back across to Upamecano, and now we're working it quite neatly, are we? Just about. It's a little bit stop-start. Again, Haaland offering himself at all times, something he doesn't always do as an advanced forward. Casado goes for goal. It's not a very good effort. All right, 35 minutes gone, and so far City yet to register a shot on target. Their XG very, very low as a result. And Liverpool looking pretty good so far, as there's going to be a highlight. 30 seconds to go this first half. It would be the perfect time to score. Andy Robertson making loads of waves here. Again, the overlapping fullbacks are doing their job as Casado forward he goes. Good shot on target, maybe. It's an okay shot. Not a lot of power behind it, which made it relatively easy for Ederson. But again, good pressure from us. Performance-wise, really good. And the fact they've got 2 players on bookings as well, perfect. Ruben Diaz alongside Daviv and Chakarov, I think that's how you'd say it. Doing okay. Mendy again off the bench. Again, not that exciting, really. I mean, Hudson-Odoi's there. Liam Delap's pretty good. It's not a lot of game changes on there. When you think about our bench and who's there right now, it's pretty good. I think in the second half, we'll have to try and utilise it. Everyone right now, though, playing pretty well. And that's the thing to take away from it. Whereas you look over at City sides, again, doing okay, but we're arguably right now having the best of it. If you look at the average ratings of 2 sides, one of us is definitely having more of it. As we've got a free kick, it'll be a great time to score as Darwin Núñez goes close. We're getting closer to the point, actually, where we take off Casado or Pellegrini and we bring in Alfonso, because, again, that creative element to all of this might just be the ticket. Maybe even having Haaland play more advanced, or maybe we don't need to. It's all about Erling. What a goal that is. The fact he nabs it off the defender, he's got the initiative to do that and to then finish it off as well. It's Liverpool 1, it's Manchester City 0 in this FA Cup semi-final. As I said before the game, a game we had to win, and now we are winning. You can see there, Haaland just nabs in through the legs almost of the defender, I think it was, and the left-footed finish flies past Ederson. 66 minutes gone. It might force them to be a little bit more attacking, and as a result, we don't necessarily need to be more creative. We can continue to outwork them. Fabinho on that yellow card right now, is my only big concern. And you're looking at the options on the bench, not many defensive ones, it must be said. We could move Pellegrini back there, though, and bring Alfonso in, but keep him in that Mazzala role. You know, he's still pretty good physically. It's not a problem for us. I think some fresh legs in the middle, though, wouldn't go amiss. Shout out to Darwin Núñez, who's put in just a solid shift on one side. Again, we've got Kuhl on this side as well, doing a good job. But he's on the ball now as it happens, driving towards the byline, pulls it back for Erling Haaland. The shot is fired in. There's Darwin Núñez. Pedro Porro. Sorry, I just found that really funny. Pedro Porro. I don't know if Pedro Porro knew what was about to happen or not, but Darwin Núñez, we just bigged up the wingers for putting in again. Just solid shifts, nothing spectacular. The pullback's there. So it's a weird deflection into the air, and then Pedro Porro's got no chance versus Darwin Núñez. It's 2-0. The FA Cup final looks like it's going, well, it's coming to Liverpool, or we're going to Wembley, back to Wembley. Today's game's at Wembley. As the game ends, Liverpool 2, Manchester City 0. You love to see this. There may well be, we're in the final, 2 trophies in the bag. After the disappointment of yesterday and not getting through versus Milan in the Champions League, today, things are looking up. Arsenal have beaten Manchester United as well. A red card, a very late goal for them, actually. So the gap is 9 points with 3 to go. It looks like Liverpool might win the league, and the Champions League is gone. The FA Cup, on the other hand, who do we play in the final? Is that being decided yet? It's either Southampton or Chelsea. Of course, they'll play, I suspect, on the Sunday. So we're just going to find out who that game's against while we do that as well, without forgetting, as Gerrard's chuffed that we're in the final. I wonder if one day he'll become Liverpool manager once we leave. We'll just rest the boys for an extra day before Chelsea in 3 days. Again, a huge game, and we could, the way things are working out, we could win the league at Everton if we can. We'll be back for that one, of course. But let's just see then who we're going to play out of Southampton and Chelsea. Southampton, you'd argue, the easier the game, but Chelsea currently in 11th. So, I mean, there's not much between them, frankly. As here we go then, who are we going to face off against? Chelsea in extra time. Alexander Isak with the goal, and that will be our final opponent then. There it is then. You can see the fixtures as they're listed from now to the end of the season. Chelsea, Everton, City, Brentford, Leeds. Look, we've got to win a couple of those games. Brentford and Leeds look like the obvious ones, but some big ones against Chelsea, Everton and Manchester City. I will see you tomorrow, where hopefully we're lifting the Premier League, and then over the weekend, that FA Cup final versus Chelsea. Lots to come. I'm excited. Right, I'll see you soon. Goodbye, everybody. Take care. Whew.